2 weeks passed, and another session is over. You might ask, what have we learned these 2 weeks? Well, learning is not about absorbing knowledge. Here in MSA, learning is much more. So instead of asking what we learned, let's talk about what we did. Before we learn it with our mind, we need to first learn it with our hands. Don't believe it? Well, just ask the kids.
Okay, so let's get started. You're all brothers and sisters, right?
Yes.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How long have you been here?
Fun.
1 year or 2.
1 year or 2? Okay, so tell me about your class. What have you learned?
Minecraft, it's a game, but it's also a great educational tool because the students become engaged and you can get them to relate to all kinds of engineering and design concepts like architectural design, where they're taking 2D plans that they've drawn out and creating 3D buildings from them. We're also doing some coding, so we're using Scratch Junior for the students who aren't familiar with coding, and then moving them into the Minecraft code builder.
Oh, you build houses in Minecraft?
Yeah.
Minecraft has a great avenue for studying circuits and how to connect and power things like roller coasters, which is one of the big projects that we're working on, is building a roller coaster world. Yeah, one of the magic things about video games is it encourages kids to keep trying until they've mastered it.
What we're learning this session in Harry Potter physics is what are the 5 forms of energy: mechanical, electrical, light, thermal, and sound. The first form of energy that we learn about is electricity. And electricity is learned about as the students create wands that actually light up. So while we're learning about light as an energy form, of course, we're also learning about color. We make periscopes. We use color and light to create something that actually spins and looks like it's coming at you. And we discover that both light and sound travel through waves. Well, those are just some of the things that we do here in Hogwarts physics of Harry Potter.
Biomimicry is the ability to copy nature and make useful things that benefit humans. So one of the things that the students are learning is that they can look at nature and come up with their own ideas, things that they might want to design themselves. So I hope that they are going to learn to be creative and to learn that they can apply their own designs to some things that they see in nature. We've been building towers, and we've been creating adaptations for a little puffball called Harry, who doesn't have any legs. They made some structures out of macaroni. As children learn the process of the scientific and engineering process, they'll learn how to do things that would be that they'll be useful in their future.
So our 3D printing class, it's called Tinkercad that we use, the program that we use, and the students are going on there and actually designing projects that they'll be able to use at home. For instance, they're going to design a container, a whistle. They'll also be designing a chain, and then one of our big projects that we do is a 3D car that actually functions and we actually have races and contests.
I made a container and a whistle, like a box, and my name is in front of it.
3D printing is at the forefront. Realistically, right now the applications are endless. We're really at the forefront trying to figure out what we can do with 3D printing, and they're just continually pushing the boundaries. It is getting them to understand what an object looks like from a 2D standpoint to a 3D standpoint. So they're looking at that spatial recognition, understanding that it's going to look like something from a top-down, side, back, front. They're looking around at the shape and continually manipulating it and creating it exactly how they want to.
So in forensic science too, we basically started with the science. Forensic science is a science, so you act like a scientist. You have to use your observational skills. So we began by honing our observational skills so we knew exactly what to look for in a crime scene. Then we studied the science that would be necessary to take apart a crime scene.
We need to use some powder and mix with water so we can find out the footprints.
We learned how to separate mixtures. So we used magnetism to take iron out of sand. We used chromatography to separate ink into its various colors. We could use solubility to identify substances. One of the very difficult processes is skeletal reconstruction. So we have, each student will get a skeleton of a mouse or a shrew or a mole, all taken apart and have to reconstruct it the way it should be.
The theme of the class is to study the biology of genetics, and genetics is about genes and inherited traits, and we are going one step further and we are studying genetic disorders. Students need to have a very good understanding about DNA. The course is mostly inquiry-based and hands-on. We also use the engineering design process. So when we first begin, we use students had to use the microscope, so we had to review how to use the compound microscope.
One time we draw faces. We first write our own DNA and genes for a baby to say if they have red eyes or blue hair and stuff.
We extracted DNA from fruits and vegetables. They built 3D cell models, which then taught them the different functions of the organelles of the cells. They're going to build the quarantine box and learn how scientists need to keep contaminated specimens safe.
Do you like the classes you're taking here?
Yeah.
I can learn stuff and it's very interesting, so I kind of think it is a yes.
What's your favorite class here? What's your favorite
Mr.
class?
Chips.
You like Mr. Chips?
3D print.
Okay, what about
I like Dr. Nancy.
Here, they create toys, they create wonders, and most importantly, they're creating future.
Children learn through play. And when you stop to think how much a little baby learns in the first 4 years of his life, and it's all through play and observation, why do we stop that?
You use 4 out of your 5 senses as opposed to just reading out of a book, which is just using your sight. So anytime you use more senses, you gain more knowledge.
It takes you away from paper and pencil where it's just you and your paper to where you have to communicate, I'm going to build this part, you build that part, does this work? And they can help each other out.
They need to be able to communicate with each other and to be able to show that their work to others and be proud of what they've done.
Here in MSA, no play is dumb play. Just like in Minecraft, the children are building their future block by block.
As a student of mine, I want to make sure that in life you're having fun with whatever you do. Make sure that you apply yourself fully.
I hope that they really like genetics, and even if they don't major in it, it's something that they will use to better their lives.
Always keep your eyes open, okay? Observe, look, think, hear.
Sometimes we need to think about what we can do to give back to the world, and I hope that they learn that they can give back something too.
You are all about discovering for yourself what is important in the world around you.
And just keep creating and designing. It has been a wonderful pleasure working with all of these students, and I hope I see them again.